Realtors are losing hope in the housing market and their careers because they're not making money like they used to. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. The reason why I'm making this video is because we were hiring a new writer for Briefs Media, my company. And when we had this job application out, we got so many applications from realtors looking to switch careers, wanting to now suddenly become writers. And we have never seen that before at Briefs Media, so I got curious. Now, to understand what's going on, you have to understand how real estate agents make money. Realtors or real estate agents make money when people buy homes. The more homes that people buy, the more commissions that real estate agents get. And right now, people just aren't buying homes the way that they were a couple of years ago. But it gets even more interesting. Between 2020 and 2021, everybody and their moms became a realtor, or at least knew somebody who became a realtor. Just take a look at the numbers. This is from the New York Times. What it says is more than 156,000 people joined the ranks as a real estate agent between 2020 and 2021 combined, which is nearly 60% more than they did the 2 years prior. But the question is why? Well, it was kind of like a double whammy. On one hand, the economy was shut down and unemployment was sky high. And on the other hand, realtors were making a ton of money because everybody was buying a home. Let me show you the numbers. But before I jump into the numbers, I do want to let you know that on April 2nd, 2024, I am hosting a real estate investing workshop for those of you who want to start investing in real estate or want some more tips on how to do your next real estate investment deal. This is a completely free workshop where I'm going to be going over things that I've done as a real estate investor to help me out. It's completely free, so if you'd like to join me on this live workshop on April 2nd, 2024 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, all you gotta do is register, and I got the link for you to register down in the description below. In 2019, the median home in America was selling for around $269,100, which meant if you were a realtor and you sold this median home, you would have made just over $8,000 in commissions, because in general, real estate agents are making about 3% in commissions off of the sales price. Now, as a little aside, there was a huge lawsuit which is going to change how realtors charge commissions, which is also going to change how much money realtors might be making in the future. But I'm going to talk more about this in a later video. So let's just stick with the 6% commission number for this example. By 2022, the median home in America was selling for $397,600, which meant now if you're a realtor and you sold the median home in America, your commission would have jumped up from $8,000 up to $11,900 for selling that same median home. Now, if you do the math, what you'll see is this is almost a 50% jump in income from selling that same median home over just a few years. Well, the average income was growing maybe 3% a year, so you're making way more money as a realtor by selling those same homes because home prices are so much more expensive. But what's really important for you to understand here, that it wasn't just the fact that people could make bigger commissions, it's the fact that people were making bigger commissions because people were buying homes like crazy during this post-pandemic era where we were breaking records for the amount of transactions happening over the course of a year. Or in other words, it meant that realtors were minting money and everybody else wanted a piece of the action. This gold rush incentivized a lot of people to become a realtor in 2020 and 2021 and 2022, and it was all sunshine and rainbows until in 2022, the Federal Reserve Bank started raising interest rates, which made mortgage rates more expensive, which cooled down the housing market. What happened in the housing market is first, home prices shot up very quickly because everybody was trying to outbid each other to buy a home because mortgage rates were so cheap, but then mortgage rates shot up very quickly as well. So now not only did you have to pay more dollars to buy the home, but you had to pay higher interest rates on those dollars to buy the home. To give you an idea what that means, let's assume that you could have gotten a 3% mortgage in 2019. Now I know those 3% mortgages became common in 2020, but just stick with me for this example. If you could have gotten a 3% mortgage to finance this $269,100 home and you put 20% down, your monthly payment, your mortgage payments would have cost you $910 a month on this property. Well, in 2022, that same median home was so much more expensive. And now instead of paying 3% like you were before, now you're getting closer to that 5, 6, 7% like we're paying today, sometimes even more than 7%. So if you have to pay 7% in interest to borrow your money, and you have to borrow more dollars because homes are more expensive today, well, what does that mean? Well, if you put down 20% like you did here and you finance the other 80%, that means now your monthly mortgage payments on the same median home are gonna be around $2,100 $600 a month. That's a lot less affordable than the $910 a month you would have had to pay if you could have gotten a lower mortgage and a lower purchase price. And this is why the National Association of Realtors sent a very strongly worded letter to the Federal Reserve Bank urging them and begging them to, number one, stop raising interest rates, please, and number two, to please start cutting interest rates to save the housing market, but more specifically, to save the realtors and to save their commissions. Remember, high home prices don't really mean anything for realtors if homes aren't being bought and sold because realtors are paid on commission. And today we're near record lows when it comes to home transactions. So even though home prices are a whole lot higher, home sale volumes are much lower, which means real estate agents are closing less deals because that's what the economy is, so they're making less commission checks. Now, naturally, just changing the economy has a lot of realtors considering changing their careers because it's not the same housing market today as it was a couple of years ago. Now, I am a licensed real estate agent. I don't work as a licensed real estate agent, although I did about a decade ago or more than a decade ago. Now, what I can tell you is that being a real estate agent is hard, especially in the beginning, because in the beginning, just like anything else, you have to learn how everything works. You have to build your network. You have to build your marketing strategy. You have to understand how to close a deal. You have to understand the entire process and start making money at the same time. And if you're not closing deals, you're not getting paid. And many times, real estate offices are going to charge you a monthly fee, an office fee, even if you're not closing deals. So this is where now you're starting to see a little bit of a shift where now more and more real estate agents are starting to leave that career because the income is not what it was. But what that allows to happen is the real estate agents that are more top producers, they have the ability to kind of grow their market share because if less people are real estate agents, well, then there's more opportunity for other people. Now, what does this mean for you? If you're a real estate agent and you want to continue being a real estate agent, great. You have to understand that this is a slump in the housing market. The real estate sales might be slow for a little while, but it creates opportunity for those who stick with it. Now, is it easy? No, absolutely not. You got to figure out what you really want to do and figure out how you can be different in a time where things are tough. I mean, tough times are really where the opportunities can be created. So how can you be innovative? How can you find more listings? Because people are still selling their homes. It's just there's less people selling and buying their homes. So how can you be more innovative? How can you find a way to make money in this tough economy? Because, well, you got to figure out the right thing and the right career path for you. So this an update on what's going on in the realtor market. Are you a realtor? And if you are, what are you experiencing right now? I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments. Well, you know where the comments are, below. And if you are interested in being a real estate investor, I would love for you to join me in a workshop on April 2nd. And I got a link to the registration page down in the description. Instead of bidding $500,000, which is the asking price on this home, maybe let's bid $530,000 or $550,000 or $580,000 or $610,000. Because if you remember a couple of years ago when mortgage rates were low, lots of people were bidding six figures over asking price because everybody just wanted to get a home.